There's a king. Yeah, that's good. And we said, well, we're kings and king size kings. They said, no, too much kings in it. So someone said, soul band, because you're singing soul. And that was it. Ray King Soul Band. And then that name clicked. Our manager, which was David Owen, said to us that he's going to try and get us in the Playboy Club. And getting us down the Playboy Club will get us around London. When we were ready to do the audition that night, Sammy Davis came down, Sinatra, and they're all watching us. And we felt very, very good. And then after we did the first spot, and everybody was saying, you see who was there? You see who was there? And the boys said, yeah. And then a couple of bottles of champagne came in from the big boys, man. And we was send them note thanking them very, very much for their drink. There was some Saudi prince used to leave a bottle of champagne for us every night. He comes, he plays, and he go upstairs and gamble. And he used to come down and listen to us. And when I see him coming, I had to sing My Girl and what was his other song? My Girl, and I think it was Stand By Me or one of those other songs I had to do for him. And when I see him coming, I do those two songs because it was a bottle of champagne for the band. And what we used to do with the champagne, we used to sell it back to the club because we make money that way, you know what I mean? We were poor, but we were rich. We were poor. Yeah. We were running to London because we want to spread our fame. Coventry was on top of the agenda for people want to come to play music, and then especially when they have a record out and they're doing something constructive, then they will want to come to Coventry.
It changes your perception of what you are as a musician when you'd grown up in those times. You'd grown up wanting to play long guitar solos, be a blues god, rock god, whatever. And to sort of have another side put in front of you where you could actually go and entertain an audience, it's in a slightly different way, was a real education. I think that came back and mixed with what Two Tone delivered later on. I think he had a big influence on everybody who worked with him in that sense. You know, they learnt their stagecraft, what it meant to be, you know, sharp on stage, to be able to do the gig, to earn your money and deliver a good show. You know, that's what we learned from him, I think, really. It was a fantastic lesson. The bands around here were very, very tight bands. They were professional bands. They were very good bands. It's a shame that a lot of us didn't do a lot of more recording to hit the top scenes as Liverpool and some of the other places in London. These guys were avoiding the factories. You know, they didn't want to work in the factories, so they made themselves into hard-working professional musicians and had a good life because of it, you know. And he was part of that original crew, and he brought all that knowledge and experience into all the sort of heart of what was going on in Coventry, and that's just lasted. You can see his influence in Two Tone, which is one of the major things that happened. Well, as you will know, that we used to got Chauvin in those days.
Yes,
and the Chauvin, yeah, because what happened is that some of the clubs used to say, no, we're not having you, you know, yeah. I mean, you got two of you lads in here, we don't want no more, you know. So what we used to do, we used to make our own little music. Come sometimes when the police officer passes him and he knows there's a blues there because he see you dressed and you're telling him where you're going and he comes. And when he comes in, sometimes they say, gosh, we can't even get in, you know what I mean? And they have to cut the way in. But they were dealt with a lot of respect. Because when they come and they say, police officer, everybody turn on the music, they turn on the music, yes sir. And they say, he talks, and if it's two of them, they talk, etc. And they will take off their hat and they will, you know, have a, you know, if
turn
it's a
the
soft
music
drink.
down. I'll tell you what used to happen. Yes, officer, yes, no, officer. 3 bags full, officer. Turn the music down. 30 yards off the road. Boom! Ba-da-ba. Like a
The system is bigger than the room.
And it vibrated every
That's right.
wall for
And it's
20
shaking
yards.
and everybody.
That's right.
And then they have the little drinks underneath, which they were selling, you know. I mean,
Pound
it
a
was
time,
illegal.
pound for
It was-
everything.
It was illegal in them days.
Very
but,
illegal.
But the thing is that it was something for us to let off the steam over the week, because we work hard during the week. At the weekend, we want something to dance.
You want your music,
Yeah.
to listen to your music, to dance
Dance
your
and-
music in your own style that you brought with you from the homeland.
That's right.
And you didn't have anywhere to do that.
Yeah.
And the Bobby who thought of bringing you into here.
That's right. Yeah.
Absolutely
It was good. It was
fantastic.
good.
The police ballroom was where it would be organized. I think so. Like once a month, there would be a big do there, and the bands would play, and the sound system would play as well. And it literally was. That's where we all, as West Indian, that was like our meeting place. You know, stranger thing that we meet at the police ballroom. I mean, today people say, "At the police ballroom? What are you doing at the police ballroom?" That doesn't make any sense. But at the time, that was the venue that we could have hired to go and play, and it was just like amazing. It was absolutely wonderful. We all dress up, we'd go for the night out, we'd dance all night, we'd listen to the live band.
You know, I police in Hillfields.
Yes.
And the people are still asking me about the ballroom.
That's right.
What happened to the ballroom? They
Right.
remember it with great fondness.
Yeah.
Coming here and popping the night away.
That's right.
As people used to do. The move from here to the West Indian Centre.
Yes,
that was-
yes,
I mean,
yeah.
probably good for you guys, but I think it was detrimental for us as a
for-
community. Or for the police anyway, 'cause
Yes,
you
yes.
took your money with you.
But no, but those days were good. Those days were good.
Brilliant.
And let's hope that they return sometime.
Without a doubt.
God
Without a
bless.
doubt.
God bless.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers. After the crowds are getting bigger, and then suddenly the people saying, "Oh no, you can't have these places now," and this thing. So some of the people in the community decided the best thing for us to do is to get our own place, and they decided they're going to have a building fund. I still have my card somewhere, and they write your name. They make up these cards and write your name down when you give a 5 shilling every week, so that you can get a deposit to put down. And that's how we get this West Indian Centre here. We must say that thanks to the different places, like the place in Bird Street and all these different places, and the police ballroom is one of our favorite place, where they rent us the place to keep dances. But sometimes they used to restrict us, because they say you can go from 7 till 11, and that wasn't good for us, because sometimes we wanted to go until, if it's possible, 2 o'clock at night. So maybe if it can go till 4 o'clock, because the Shabin used to go until in the morning. And when you finish, you come out and you see the sun, you say, "Oh yeah, I didn't see it when it was going in, but you see the one coming out." So that kind of spirit we had, because people were young, we wasn't into no big drugs and all those kind of things. All we were into is just having fun over the weekend, just going and having a good dance and listening to the latest record and etc. And we're able to get this place, and it's there. We have it for 99 years at least.
Ray King has been a sort of influence on my life, to such a way that he influenced me to see a black person on stage that I could identify with. I could see on the telly all the stars, but there was nobody black that you could say, yes, I could identify with that person. The only person was Jimi Hendrix, those days,
Without him, there would never ever have been a Specials, a Selector, and if there wasn't a Specials Selector, there wouldn't have been The Beat, Madness, all these other two-tone bands that follow after.
He's encouraged and helped enormous amounts of people personally over the years. I know that. The Ray King Soul Band is legendary. It's got this kind of cult status that just lasts and lasts and lasts.